Namaste. Today we will talk about innovation with integrity. Innovation is powerful and integrity gives it direction. Together they create an impact that lasts. In a world where growth is often measured in speed, innovation with integrity asks us to slow down, listen to our environment, and build ideas that uplift both people and the planet. And our guest today, Tejas Chavan, is that kind of a leader who just doesn't talk about these values but also lives them. With his vision, love for nature and animals, coupled with sustained efforts for over 12 plus years, he's successfully nurtured an environment where innovation is thoughtful, people are connected, and integrity is felt through experience. At Grape County, nature isn't a backdrop, it's the heartbeat. The space grows out of the soil, flows with the wind, and rises with the sun, inviting every visitor to reconnect with Mother Nature and hence reconnect with the gift of every breath, the gift of life.
ग्रेप काउंटी जो ये है उसका एरिया जो है ये जो लोकेशन है अंजनेरी बिल्कुल सामने जो आप देख सकते हैं एक माउंटेन है, एक्चुअली फोर्ट है ये, इसका नाम जो है अंजनेरी मतलब हनुमान जी के माँ का गांव। तो बहुत लोगों में ऐसा कंफ्यूजन है कि हनुमान जी का बर्थ प्लेस एक तो अंजनेरी है या फिर कर्नाटक में हम्पी करके एक है वहाँ पे। जैसे कि आज भी हमारे भारतीय संस्कृति में हमारी जो माँ है डिलीवरी के लिए मायके आती है, वैसे हनुमान जी के माँ का मायका ये, और कर्नाटक में जो हम्पी वो पिताजी का गाँव। तो इस एरिया में बहुत सारे एक बर्ड्स भी पाया जाता है जिसका नाम है वल्चर, अभी बहुत ही रेयर हो गए। तो कुछ सालों पहले गवर्नमेंट ने एक डाइक्लोफिनेक नाम का इंजेक्शन निकाला था, उसी वजह से वो गाय भैंस को देते थे। तो वो देने के बाद एक्चुअली एक बैल जो है खेत में काम करते, गाय जो है माउंटेन पे किसान लोग चराने के लेके जाते, उनके घुटने में पेन होता था, तो उनको डाइक्लोफिनेक इंजेक्शन जो है दिया जाता था। देने के बाद एक्चुअली जो पशु है मरने के बाद जो है वो उसके डेड बॉडी किसान लोगों के खेत के आजू बाजू में या फिर कहीं ओपन कहाँ पे जगह होते वहाँ पे फेंक देते थे। एक्चुअली वल्चर जो है नेचर का सफाई कामगार, एक्चुअली वो आने के बाद ये जो मीट जो है डेड बॉडी वो खाता था। खाने के बाद एक्चुअली वो बहुत सारे मरने लगे थे उस टाइम पे, क्योंकि ये जो इंजेक्शन किसान लोगों को दे रहे थे वो जो एक्चुअली स्टेरॉइड था, ये मीट खाने के बाद वो मरने लगे थे। तो उसके बाद में गवर्नमेंट को ध्यान में आ गया कि वो इंजेक्शन की वजह से हो रहे, क्योंकि वो इंजेक्शन उनको डायरेक्ट हार्ट के ऊपर अटैक करता था। तो ग्रेप काउंटी में वो उस टाइम पे बहुत सारा हेल्प किया, गवर्नमेंट को बताया, उसके ऊपर हमने भी बहुत सारा उसके ऊपर ध्यान भी दिया। उस टाइम पे ऑलमोस्ट 750 प्लस नेस्ट थे इसके वल्चर के। तो बहुत सारे उस टाइम पे एक नेस्ट में 2 बर्ड्स होते वल्चर, तो उस टाइम पे बहुत ही मतलब कम हो चुके थे। उसके बाद में उसका जतन संवर्धन सब कुछ किया तो अभी बहुत सारे बढ़ गए। ग्रेप काउंटी जो था 2012 के पहले टोटली बैरल लैंड, मतलब यहाँ पे पीने के लिए पानी नहीं था और छाँव के लिए पेड़ नहीं था और लाइट नहीं थी। आज ग्रेप काउंटी में पानी के बारे में खुद के ऊपर निर्भर है। तो जैसे कि रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग जो प्रोजेक्ट होता है मैं आपको अभी दिखाऊंगा आगे, और इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के लिए बहुत सारे यहाँ पे सोलर पैनल लगे हैं। जैसे कि दिन में 240 किलोवाट जो है यहाँ से जनरेट होता है सोलर से, ऑलमोस्ट 40%। कुछ दिन में उसको हम बढ़ाने वाले 85% करने वाले हैं। तो ये सब कुछ जो देख रहे हैं आप, ये सब कुछ पहले टोटली बैरल लैंड था 2012 के पहले। ये सब कुछ छोटे छोटे पेड़ थे, इसको बड़ा किया और पूरे प्रॉपर्टी के अंदर जो है 55,000 प्लस नेटिव ट्री लगाए। तो यहाँ का जो सर्वाइवल रेशो है प्लांट्स का 100%, जो भी प्लांट्स लगाते तो एक्चुअली मरता नहीं। वैसे उसको हम प्रॉपर ड्रिप इरिगेशन साल में 2-3 टाइम उसको वर्मी कंपोस्ट, ये सब कुछ नेचुरल खाद जो यहाँ पे जो वर्मी कंपोस्ट के बारे में बताया वो सब कुछ देते हैं। तो बहुत सारे अभी पेड़ पौधे बड़े बड़े हो गए, देख सकते हैं आप। रेन वाटर जो हार्वेस्टिंग प्रोजेक्ट है, तो यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं आप, जैसे वैली के अंदर पानी को रुका के ज़मीन के अंदर डिस्चार्ज करने के लिए। तो जगह जगह पे ये जो लैंड है टोटल 350 एकड़ लैंड। पहले ये ज़मीन के अंदर 70 फीट के नीचे कुछ पानी नहीं मिलता था, 65-70 फीट के नीचे। अभी पूरे प्रॉपर्टी के अंदर ग्राउंड लेवल वाटर है 5 फीट के ऊपर। तो ये सब कुछ जो हुआ, ये सब रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग प्रोजेक्ट करने के बाद। नासिक का कैसा है, नासिक में बहुत सारे माउंटेन है, बहुत ज़्यादा बारिश भी होती है, तुरंत आगे वो निकल जाती है, कहीं पे वो रुकना चाहिए, ज़मीन के अंदर जाना चाहिए, इसलिए ये सब कुछ प्रोजेक्ट करना पड़ा। तो अभी ग्राउंड लेवल वाटर है 5 फीट के ऊपर, बहुत सारा पानी। तो ग्रेप काउंटी पानी के बारे में खुद के ऊपर निर्भर है। ये जो आप देख रहे हैं ना, ये जो है रूट जोन ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट। जो कुछ भी यहाँ पे वाटर है, जैसे ग्रे वाटर, डर्टी वाटर, जैसे कि हम हैंड वॉश करते हैं, सब वाटर, जैसे ये प्लांट्स के अंदर ये सब ग्रेविटी से पाइप से होके ये प्लांट्स में आ रहा है। पहले बेड नंबर 1, इसके अंदर कुछ अलग टाइप के प्लांट्स लगे, जैसे हेलिगोनिया, रीड नाम के प्लांट्स, वो पानी को एक्चुअली फिल्टर करते हैं नीचे से। फिर स्टेप नंबर 2 एंड 3 एंड 4 आपको पूरा जो है लास्ट में पानी क्लियर मिलेगा। तो सब कुछ नेचुरल तरीके से यहाँ पे पानी फिल्टर होता है। तो ये वही उसके अंदर फिर पंप है, उसका सेंसर है लगे हुए, उसका वो लेवल बढ़ेगा तो ऑटो सेंसर से वो पंप स्टार्ट होके फिर गार्डन के लिए वो सब पानी यूज़ होता है यहाँ पे। जैसे कि ड्रिप इरिगेशन जो किया है, सब ड्रिप से पानी जाता है लैंडस्केपिंग के लिए। यहाँ पे जो एंट हिल ने घर बनाया है, एक्चुअली बारिश के टाइम पे मिट्टी गीली होती है, तो उनका प्रोसेस चालू रहता है काम, ऐसा घर बनाने। वो खुद बनाते हैं एक्चुअली, आर्किटेक्ट, लेबर, इंजीनियर सब वही है, वो खुद बनाते हैं। तो यहाँ से बिल्कुल उन्होंने सिस्टमेटिक बनाया है, जैसे कि बारिश का पानी गिरेगा तो यहाँ से एग्जिट, यहाँ से एग्जिट, एग्जिट, और कोई दुश्मन भी आ गए उनके घर में तो तुरंत मिलकर सब अटैक करती है। यहाँ पे जो है ग्रेप काउंटी के अंदर इंसेक्ट होटल बना है, जैसे कि नेचर में अगर कुछ खराबी होने से कुछ छोटे छोटे इंसेक्ट उसके अगर घर चले जाए तो उनके लिए आर्टिफिशियल यहाँ पे घर बने तो वो आके रह सकते हैं यहाँ पे। तो देखिए अलग अलग, जैसे कि हनी बीज के लिए, कुछ फ्लाइंग करने वाले कीड़े, एंट के लिए, सबके लिए ऐसे अलग अलग प्रॉपर्टीज़ के अंदर घर बने हुए हैं। एक छोटा सा इंसेक्ट यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं, अभी इसके अंदर गया है। ग्रेप काउंटी के अंदर है ना, जो भी वेस्ट निकलता है यहाँ पे, जो जैसे कि ग्रीन वेस्ट हो, फूड का वेस्ट हो, सबका प्रॉपर मैनेजमेंट है। जैसे कि ये जो प्लांट है यहाँ पे वर्मी कंपोस्ट, इसके अंदर जो आता है कोई कट फ्रूट्स, ग्रीन वेस्ट, जैसे प्लांट्स के अंदर डाल के उसके अंदर अर्थ होम छोड़ के जिससे नेचुरल खाद रेडी होता है, फिर वही नेचुरल खाद उठा के हम प्लांटेशन के लिए यूज़ करते हैं, नहीं होते। देखिए यहाँ पे जो है बायोगैस प्लांट, इसके अंदर जो भी ऑयली खाना जो है इसके अंदर डाल के इसके अंदर मीथेन वायु करके गैस बनता है। इसका यूज जो होता है कैफेटेरिया के अंदर, जिसके स्टाफ का खाना बनता है। तो ये सब कुछ यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं आप, ये प्लांट नंबर 1 एंड 2। ये जो है बहुत एक सुंदर पेड़ है, एक्चुअली नेचर का इंडिकेटर बोला गया है पेड़ को। तो नेचर का इंडिकेटर क्यों बोला गया है कि मानसून स्टार्ट होने के पहले 55 डेज़ पहले इसको फ्लावर्स आने लगते हैं, तो ये पूरा गोल्डन हो जाता है। मतलब इसको फूल आने लगेंगे तो समझ लीजिए मानसून जो है आगे 55-60 डेज में स्टार्ट होगा, तो प्रॉपर मानसून वहाँ से स्टार्ट हो जाता है। इसका नाम जो है कैसिया पिस्तुला साइंटिफिकली नेम है, और कॉमन नेम से हम इसको भावा बुलाते हैं। ग्रेप काउंटी के अंदर बहुत अलग अलग टाइप के बर्ड्स जो है पाए जाते हैं, मतलब बायोडाइवर्सिटी के अंदर। तो देखिए यहाँ पे कुछ बर्ड्स नेस्ट भी बनाए, छोटा सा बर्ड्स है स्पॉटेड मुनिया करके, तो वो सब ग्रास बीस कट करके उसका नेस्ट बनाते हैं। तो यहाँ पे भी देख सकते हैं आप। इसके अलावा यहाँ पे भी है, एक्चुअली ये जो है रेड विस्कट बुलबुल, एक छोटा सा बर्ड्स है, बहुत ही सुंदर बर्ड्स है। तो एक्चुअली ये वेल पे बैम्बूस के अंदर उसका नेस्ट बनाता है, तो ये रेड विस्कट बुलबुल का नेस्ट है। ये जो वेल है हम कृष्ण कमल, इसके पीछे जुड़े कहानी है, जैसे कि महाभारत से जुड़ी कहानी है। देखिए यहाँ पे जो है 100 कौरव, उसके अंदर 5 पांडव भी है, और त्रिमूर्ति मतलब ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश। बहुत ही सुंदर फ्लावर्स है, इसका स्मेल भी बहुत ही सुंदर आता है।
So Tejas is the director and founder of Grape County Eco Resorts and Spa and Biodiversity Park, and I'm very pleased to have him here, and thank you for allowing us to do this and hosting us.
Thank you
Welcome
very
to
much.
our
It's
channel.
amazing to have you here.
Thank you. The topic that we've taken for today's discussion is innovation with integrity. So, and I think you're the perfect example for this. When we think of innovation, most of us have this idea around speed or some kind of a breakthrough idea or a disruption which the world has never seen. But being in and around Grape County, it looks like it has more subtler a meaning. There's a lot of alignment with nature and there's a lot of harmony and peace in the environment. So how did this conscious action or conscious innovation come into your mind, and how did you conceptualize the whole thing?
So, generally, I always love being outdoors. I love being in nature. I love something which is a little different than what others are doing. That was always my nature. This is how I was, treating my life, anyways. So when I wanted to do a business, I wanted to do innovate. I wanted to do some innovation, but not typical innovation in tech or something in kind of construction or something. I just wanted to do something which is different and which is also blends with nature, also gives back to the nature, also gives back to the community. That was the most important aspect which I had, and that's how this Grape County initiated, where we tried to blend the whole design, the whole construction, the whole ideology with the nature.
So was there any moment in your career or in your life where you felt that with this hustle culture that we live in, innovation is something that you can actually integrate with integrity itself?
So innovation is something I believe it is must. Everyone there's some aspect of innovation which keeps on happening, keeps on evolving. Without innovation, you cannot go ahead. You cannot move forward. You have to think differently. You have to think outside the box. You have to be different. Then only people appreciate it. Only your thing, your product have been appreciated. It's been taken ahead. So I believe innovation is obviously any field, everyone should do it. Keep on doing in small changes. So Kaizen is one of the technique where people can keep on doing small innovations, small changes in their working style, their work, their projects, everywhere. And integrity is one, I believe. So integrity is obviously should be there. Whatever you do, you should be aligned to it. It should be the most important. You should be aligned to it. It's not something like I'm just doing it for the sake of innovation. I'm just doing it just to prove myself I'm different. But you should be integrated to it. You should believe in what you're doing. That's the most important thing, I think, is the main aspect of at least what I believe in.
Yeah. So thank you for that. So then, how do you nurture this belief within you?
So I just consciously, whatever I'm doing, whatever new thing I'm doing, it obviously I do the checklist, of things which is. So one is important. Is it doing any better to everyone around me? Second, hope it's not harming the environment. Hope it's not disturbing the the harmony of where I'm living, or any project is happening. Or if it's not doing that, and it is a betterment for a longer. It's betterment for everyone for a big purpose. It's not only for a small project, not only for few people, but it serves a bigger purpose. So these three aspects I believe I try to incorporate in the work.
So Tejas, I have this question as to how you are balancing profit with purpose, because the industry that you are in, sometimes it can be, obviously it will consume a lot of time, but it can also be very expensive to scale up and manage operations. So how do you manage all of this?
See, so obviously every business has its own aspect of making money. And with this project, it was money. It has to be financial feasible. There's no doubt into that. So without any financial feasibility, any project won't sustain for a longer time. Even if everyone thinks to do a social service, social impact, it has to be financial feasible. So this project, I think, has a balance of both. So 2-3 aspects what we have tried to cover in this project. One is balance with the nature. So we have tried to conserve nature and we try to enhance it. Second is to empower the locals out here, because this is in a rural area where we are doing the project, where we are right now where we are, and it's very important to empower them also. We can't just do a business where it only we are being empowered. Obviously, it is their soil, it is the locals here, and we wanted to empower them. So we have hired locals, the villagers, which are tribal people from here in the nearby area. We have trained them in the driving cars. We have trained them for the hospitality. We have trained them for kitchen. We have trained them for restaurants. We have trained them in every different field possible. And so 70 to 80% of the staff who are working with us are locals who have not even completed the formal education. But this is, I don't think that is a hurdle for them to work with us. It's an opportunity, and they're doing fabulous work taking this opportunity. And the best part is they've been working with us since a decade now, and it feels really good about it.
So thank you for that answer, Tejas. It was wonderfully put, and in fact, it's amazing to experience it as we've moved through the place. One of the things that I wanted to actually discuss with you is that I see this also in you as a person. So I know you're into a lot of social activities and development which is directed towards people. What are some of the initiatives that you are doing or you're working on currently?
So there are many things we are doing. For example, now recently what we are doing, it's been a couple of years we've been doing, is we have engaged the local farmers who are from the nearby area. So we have shortlisted what grains, what food they grow, and we are trying to give them a marketplace where they can come and sell their products. We can give them a right price. We are teaching them to grow organically, grow traditionally as much as possible, which will obviously give them a good price for the product, and also a good platform for them where they can sell their products also. And they've been farmers are traditionally been growing amazing millets also for grains and many other things. So we have taken an initiative where we try to, it's called a GC Collective, where we try to give them a platform to sell their products, market their products, and also this is a good platform. It's a good bridging the gap between the farmers and the end consumers, or from people like us. That's how we've been trying to bridge the gap between both of them.
That's amazing. In fact, I was just having a look at the GC Collective. Mind if we step in?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is what we are trying to create, a small space where we sell the products of the local farmers, local tribal farmers. So few things like this, very small things like a groundnut, where we try to sell the groundnuts, and obviously we get groundnut, but it's all freshly grown by the local farmers, 100% organically grown. And so there's many such products, pulses and food grains, and small artifacts which these tribal farmers make out here. So the artifacts are there.
So it's a good mix of grocery and handicraft and
mostly it's
also
very beautiful handicraft by the farmer.
There's food items as well. Lovely. We were just discussing about the importance of wellness, the importance of mental well-being, and we see that with us humans especially, this is sort of just increasing day by day. And I feel that it is very much linked to the idea of sustainable development. So one is to create rhythm within you and follow your own rhythms, and the other is to also respect the rhythm of nature. So how do you co-create and sort of flow with the rhythm in nature?
So with this, I think a lot of people have now, because of the fast living, where people live in Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, other places, they realize the importance of being in nature and spending time in nature. They appreciate, I won't say everyone, but there's a few percentile of people who appreciate spending time in nature, spend their family, the kids with the nature, because they see the change, they see the happiness, when you are with nature. So we try to create such spaces around us where people are spending more time in nature. And like for example, we have a horse riding school here, so the kids are learning horse riding. We have a lake here where the kids are learning to swim, kids are learning to kayak. People are absolutely getting connected to nature. And I can see the difference. I can see the happiness, the peace what they get when they are there, and they just spend some couple of days in nature. Because I myself have been doing this since many years, and I feel the difference. I feel the importance of the nature. So I think this is what is important for everyone now, and it is going to bring a good change in people's lives if they spend more time in nature, and if they connect with the nature as much as possible.
So Like I have been telling you, Tejas, many congratulations on creating a space which allows us to experience what it means to have heaven on earth. I think we've just spent a couple of hours by now, but been a wonderful experience. So,
Right.
how did you go about with this idea? Because this seems like a jungle. This seems like an area which, is it's there and it's so you've built something and it's also not harmed or not disturbed, and it seems to be like a beautiful blend of sustainability, imagination, and also your capability. So I want to know more about that.
So one thing you need to understand that humans are, nature is first and humans are later. So we are. You should, whenever you're doing any construction, when you're doing any development, you should consider. We do a deep study about the contours, the nature, the soil, the trees, the vegetation, the flora, fauna, what was there, and we try. The whole mission is to enhance that thing more as much as possible, and that is what the same thing we have done here also. And that has always been our agenda. Whatever project we do, whatever we do, it is the main agenda is to enhance the nature as much as possible. And there are people who helped us. There are consultants. There are people who have deep study about all of this, and you just have to. We just got them on the board. We took the guidance, we took their help, and they helped us creating this ecosystem. And so our whole mission is to create a biodiversity park, which is which is in harmony with the nature. When you live here in harmony with the nature, you appreciate what is around you. And it's not just us, but everyone who is living here, everyone who has a property here, everyone who has a farmhouse here, also believes in this thought, and are also helping enhance the nature and also contributing towards what we are doing. So I believe it's a big change, and it's a movement which is happening around, and I think a lot of people now appreciate it, and people have a acceptance towards contributing towards nature and being in sync with the nature.
So we were just speaking to your employee Tushar, right? He was kind enough to take us around the property. And he mentioned that this was actually a barren land.
Yeah.
And there was nothing available. And now if you look at it, it's like, a piece of paradise. How did you go about with all of this?
So it just happened. I mean to say, obviously it was a barren land, and as I mentioned, we wanted to create a biodiversity park where it is, which is full of nature. The birds come back, the butterflies are coming back to, where the originality it is. And it was, this land must 100 years. This land must be a forest land where unfortunately got deforested, and then we just trying to recreate it. And nature is just taking its own shape, and we just thought of it because when you travel abroad, when you travel other places, and people are appreciating, people are conserving what they have, and unfortunately we are not doing that. That is what I thought, and that's how a team started building up the whole space, where the whole focus was to create a biodiversity park and have a less human footprint and more of nature footprint.
Yeah, in fact, we were speaking about the water capacity, and he mentioned that there was just a few feet of water, and since there's a lot of rain in Nasik, so through rainwater harvesting, the entire space was built up, and now today you have excess of water than what you had earlier.
So we have done a lot of rainwater harvesting. As you see behind us, there's a lake, which is part of the rainwater harvesting. So we conserve a lot of water as much as possible, because nature has given us good rainfall in this territory. Only thing is, we just have to conserve and use it rightly, and we try to do it as much as possible. And I think what is the most important part to maintain the trees, maintain the ecosystem around it. So for us, water is one of the most important element to keep the nature cool and green as much as possible.
So Tejas, what are some of the practices that you follow in your day-to-day life which keeps you closer to Mother Nature and helps you maintain your mental wellness and your lifestyle in general?
So see, I try to spend as much as time as in the nature, because that's how I love doing it. And so I love to run, I love to jog, I love to go on the hills, I love to swim. So I can't get stuck to just one activity. I get bored with one activity. So I keep on changing my activities every week, every month. I do biking, I do horse riding. So there's always change of activity, which keeps me engaged, which keeps me on my toes. And so that's what activities I do. And rest all, I love to meditate. I at least spend 20-25 minutes in a day in for meditation.
Mm-hmm.
I think that brings a big change in me, because that, and I've been practicing meditation since almost 2 decades. So I think meditation is something which I don't miss. So these are the practices which I generally follow.
Okay.
And I sleep early. I sleep around 9:30, 10. I wake up early. That's how I've been brought up, and that's how I've been practicing. So I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I prefer sleeping as early as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just nothing great, but just this few practices which keeps me happy, which keeps me engaged, and keeps me the way I am.
I also see that you eat very healthily. You follow a certain routine with all your juggling and.
So I don't follow any diet or something. I just try to eat as much as homely food as much as possible, and I eat everything. Like, if I don't, but I avoid junk. I avoid outside food, because being outside in the hostel for many years, I've eaten a lot of outside food. So nowadays, 90% of the food is from the home. Whatever is sabji, roti, simple food, but home food I prefer.
Home cooked food. You've heard a lot about the hospitality industry, right? How is this different from the other options available, and what exactly do you mean by an eco resort and spa?
Grape County is an eco resort, and it's a green building. So in a green building, there are many aspects you need to cover while doing a construction. So, for example, from material to the design, to the sunlight, to your electricity, where you are consuming the electricity from. So there are many aspects. So the idea is locally sourced, because two things. It is the construction, the cost of getting the material from other country, other places is reduces. So the carbon footprints are reduced. And then the design aspect is using less amount of electricity. So we have worked a lot on the ventilation of the building, the sunlight, the daylight. So how should the room or the resort should get a better light, which obviously plays an important role to save the electricity. So there are many such aspects. Water conservation is there. Then using the water. So we use the complete grey water is being used again and again, filtered and used for the landscaping work. So such aspects make the building, the resort, as an eco resort, and also a green building. So we try to cover this as much as possible. And that's how we're a little different than the typical hotel or typical resort what you see around.
So Tejas, the next and final segment that we have in our conversation is Snap to Self, where I'm going to snap and ask you a question. It's like a rapid fire round, right? So I snap, I ask you a question, and then you snap and give me the answer. So like the top of the mind thing, right?
Got it.
Data or ideas?
Idea.
What's a non-negotiable value for you while innovating?
Being with nature.
Okay. Under pressure, what's the best strategy?
To just keep yourself in a calming position and think whenever you're speaking.
Right. Do it right or do it fast? Pick one.
Do it right.
Okay. One daily practice that keeps you grounded.
Meditation.
Logic or magic? Choose one.
Logic.
The best part about Grape County?
It's nature.
Okay. And what are you consciously creating today?
Better versions of Grape County.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot.